V-Snack.
Hey everyone, welcome to our V-Snack about brainstorming. Now, I have run about 1 billion brainstorms in my life, and I have learned from some incredible professionals and some heroes of mine for some really great tips around how to run a brainstorm. Now, my first and most important tip is be a yes man. Anytime you run a brainstorm, the easiest way to shut down that flow of ideation is to say, no, that won't work. How do you want everyone to react to that? You know, they're not gonna just flow with more ideas, you're shutting them down. So be a yes man. There was an exercise that I learned very early on called yes and. I think it comes from comedy, I believe. And basically, you come up with an idea, you say yes, and then you add on to it. And that starts to build that flow, it builds momentum. And you know what, at the end of a brainstorm, you don't expect every idea to be perfect, but creating that momentum and that flow is what's really important. My next tip is to find a structure. And that might be through creating some type of restriction. So sometimes I give time restrictions on certain topics, or I will tell people, okay, let's think of things that only relate to green. Because giving people those kinds of restrictions really kind of helps them think outside the box for a second. And you might actually even be redirecting them to think of something else. But in the end, you can bring them back to the topic that you wanted them to think about once you've got everything starting to flow. My next tip is to create some icebreakers. So for any Australians in the audience will know exactly what I'm talking about, but there was a show called Mr. Squiggle when we were growing up. And Mr. Squiggle was a man from the moon who had a pencil as a nose. Messed up Australian kids TV in the 90s. But what he did is he had drawings that kids would send in to him, and they were of random things. It might just be like a line and a circle. And what he would do is he would draw with his nose and complete the picture, and then he'd turn it upside down and reveal it as some magnificent artwork. I've done that in brainstorms just to get people's creativity starting to flow. And you know, if there's any way that you can pull people out of their madness of, you know, I've got dates, I've got emails, I've got this, I've got that, and be able to reset them into this creative mode, that always really helps get the spirit going very quickly. And my last tip is to remove the time constraint. And what I mean by that is sometimes your brain just needs a little bit of time to think. I don't know if anyone's heard of shower thoughts, but it's kind of that moment when you step into the shower and you're suddenly like, I've got it. This is a great idea. I'm gonna make $1 million. Why does that happen in the shower? It's because as you sleep or as you switch off, your brain isn't actually 100% asleep. It's not switched off entirely. It's still thinking about things. It's still generating ideas. And you giving yourself that capacity to just breathe and take a moment, and you've heard me talk a lot about breath today. But if you give yourself that capacity, your brain then has the capacity to say, oh, okay, I can work on this problem now. And it just magically comes to you. So usually what I'll say at the end of a brainstorm is, okay, thanks everyone for your time. If you think of anything else in the next 24 hours, I'm leaving this card in our project management system open. Just drop some ideas in there. No idea is a bad idea. So those are some quick tips to run really effective brainstorms. Again, if you guys have any ideas or any new ways of doing things or old ways of doing things, let us know in the comments, let us know in the chat, shoot us a message on social media, and we'd love to hear all about that. Hope you got something out of this. This was your V-Snack on brainstorming, and check out our part 2, where we have some of the most creative minds in Austin giving their tips on how to run a successful brainstorm from their perspective. We'll catch you soon.